So the 6th episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier did confirm to us who exactly the power broker was. And as it turns out, everybody was correct to go with the most suspect character who literally fit the bill the moment she showed up, because the power broker was revealed to be Sharon Carter. So wouldn't you know it, the character that happens to show up exactly when the character is supposed to save the day, the first time we see her, Sharon Carter, turns out to be the power broker, even though pretty much everything, well, if you look at it lined up with her being the power broker, I think many people were convinced that there had to be something else going on, because it just seemed out of place, out of character, and almost like they couldn't get what they actually wanted or who they wanted to be the power broker. So they just sort of defaulted at the end by saying, yeah, it's Sharon Carter, whatever, don't worry about it. And just by looking at the internet, the reaction I've seen here on the channel and from fans in our groups and the community and everything, it's pretty much everybody just going, yeah, meh. Like, at least this isn't getting as much backlash as WandaVision did because of Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen hyping up the Luke Skywalker-sized cameo and a giant actor that Bettany's always wanted to work with. It's not that level, because the power broker, for all intents and purposes, was something that the community and the speculations and theories all sort of, fantasized about. Oh, is it Kingpin? Because it could be. Is it Red Hulk? Because it could be. But what really saves this from being, I think, the ultimate disappointment is the fact that if we look at it, it can fit, but it just feels like it's not that big of a deal, considering we've seen Sharon so little in the MCU that she's really not that big of an important character, if that makes sense. And I think that's why the reveal of the power broker is leaving many disappointed, but ultimately they're going, well, I don't really care because they could do something with this, so yeah, let's wait and see. Now, I'm not going to say I was completely satisfied with it. As a matter of fact, when they do 100% confirm it is her, there's like no twist or anything on who the power broker is. It's like, oh yeah, you're the power broker. I kind of just sighed and groaned and said, well, okay. But I think this also brings with it a bigger problem that the MCU has, and that's anticipation from us fans that it has to be somebody that we never expected, because there's such a rich world of characters. And that's for us to, set expectations high and then be disappointed, because, that's what we do. But, I wasn't as disappointed as most people. I just don't really care. To me, the power broker was never the biggest deal. So overall, it was a reveal that happens, but we do see that she's in contact with other people that are still a mystery. So could the power broker be somebody that's just, playing like a puppet? Sort of like the Kingpin scenario, right? Kingpin was way up top. People didn't know who he was, but people knew that they worked for the Kingpin, and you don't cross him, whoever he might be up top, until everybody learned it was Wilson Fisk. So could it ultimately end up being somebody else, sort of like a Mandarin-style twist, where she was told she's the power broker, but in theory, she was being controlled like a puppet? I think that might be a reveal that's coming whenever they get back to this. So what's your guys' take on this? Now that you know 100% confirmed, yep, she's the power broker, the one we hyped up in the series, being in charge of all these things. What's your takeaway?